to the top.
Fantastic.
Hey.
And that's Miles, son of you, when other big record company honchos were saying, oh, you know, all-girl bands, that's never going to work.
Well, I think what a lot of people don't realize that this, you know, the Go-Go's came from the punk movement in the late 70s in Los Angeles, when really there was no, I mean, you were cooler if you were terrible and got up on stage. And we kind of, you know, we were sitting on a curb one night. I think some of you know this. Let me come into the story. We were sitting on a curb. We thought we'd form a band, and really everybody we knew at the time was in a band. So we thought, they're terrible. Why not form a band and we can be terrible too? And it'll be fine. And actually, going from that, we asked Charlotte to join the band because she knew how to plug in guitars into amplifiers. And but really, we started from nothing. And people don't realize it wasn't like a Simon Cowell came along, or you know, it was a Svengali. It was an all-female operation. I think the only reason why we really formed the band was to get boys. And it wasn't about. It
kind of worked out too, didn't it?
It kind of worked out that way, yeah. And it was a girls' club. So, I mean, to go from absolutely nothing to having the #1 album in America 2.5 years later, I mean, absolutely nothing. I mean, Jane would write the songs by numbering her guitar frets with masking tape and numbering them and writing songs that way. So it was starting from zero to that, not reading the beat, is an accomplishment.
It's huge, and
Yeah.
at a time when you were carrying your money around in a Barbie thermos, was that what I read about?
It was the only money I had. I would carry my purse and I'd put it on Gina's drum riser just to make sure, and have her keep an eye on it, make sure nobody touched it.
I love all this.
At one time I had $127 in there, and no one was going to touch that.
See, now, what's interesting is, here we are, now you're a parent, I'm a parent, and when you look back and see some of these stories, don't you kind of hyperventilate because you think, oh my God, you know, hey, how did I get through all this? Because you had some wild adventures in the early days, you know, even before the Go-Go started,
Yeah.
you had some wild adventures. And then here you are, now you're a parent. Now, what do you think if you know, your son, who's out here somewhere, were to venture off and do some of these wild things? How would you?
I wouldn't like it very much.
It's amazing you survived.
Well, yeah, it is. And I mean, if Karma was going to get me, he would have given me a teenage daughter just like me. Actually, I got lucky and got a son, and that actually, I mean, it has a head on his shoulders. I was just out of control. And I would have to remember is that not all kids were like me. I mean, I did. I was bad. You know, I mean, as far as, you know, my story, and I mean, it actually is amazing I'm sitting up here because I really shouldn't be.
You had something was watching out for you the whole time,
well,
it seems.
When I first got sober, I wrote 20 ways that I had been protected through my 30 years of drug and alcohol abuse every day. And it wasn't hard to write that and to really see that there was something was looking after me.
Because you survived a lot. Also, what I